What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Refill. I'm your host, Ron Daniel. Listen, we got another great podcast for you today, man. We back again with episode 39. We glad y'all tuned in to the Refill, man. I'm your host, Ron Daniel, and tonight we got no guest tonight, but I'm gonna do the solo dolo thing we've done before. So we're gonna do it again. No guest tonight, but we got a guest all the way from Miami, Florida. Tomorrow night, special guest tomorrow night. But as always, man, I'm glad y'all tuned in. If you've been rocking with us since show number 1, you already know how we get down. But if you brand new to this podcast, this is a live podcast showcasing everything in gospel rap, the artists, the DJs, the promoters, the influencers, and everybody who make gospel rap rock and roll and splish and splash and shake and rattle all around the world. So tonight we got another great episode, man. But I'm gonna do it tonight by myself. I'm in the captain seat tonight by myself. But man, I hope y'all get some out of tonight's show, man. Tonight, listen, before we start, we just gonna do some house cleaning tonight. Before you start, like, share, and comment, man. Share this podcast on your page with your friends and family, your partners, your homeboys, your homegirls, whoever, man, whoever y'all rock with, man. Share this with y'all people. Also, if you like this podcast, man, we all the way up to show 39. Contribute financially. I ask for money every week. People do donate to the show. They help us keep going. And we thank you for your donations. And everybody who donate, man, we really appreciate it, man. You can just look at the bottom and you can see the different ways you can donate through Cash App, VENMO. Soon we'll have Square. We got PayPal also. So PayPal, Cash App, VENMO, and soon we have Square. We have Square. We just got to activate and all that good stuff. So it's coming soon too. And one last thing, if you're an artist, if you're a DJ, promoter, if you're an influencer of the gospel rap, Christian hip hop culture, and you want to be on the show, look at the bottom. You will see some info scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Just email us your information. We do receive a lot of submissions. And so we go through them and make sure, it's cool with the format of the show. We produce every week. So submit your information, man. We'll check it out. We get back to you. And we don't make it hard to get on the show. We just got to check you out and make sure you cool with what we're doing. So on that note, we're going to get started, man. Tonight, we're talking about a topic that in the Christian hip-hop space and in the Christian hip-hop culture, we hear all the time. And that's are we really serving God with our music? So we're going to talk about some things tonight. This is not a Bible study. If you're just not tuning in, this is not a Bible study, so I'm not going to ask you to open your Bible and read and do all that stuff. But we're going to get into some things, man. We're just going to talk a little bit. And we're just going to talk about, if the music that we're doing, is it really, serving and pleasing God? So I start off with this. I always start off with, look at the time and the culture that we in. Look at the time that we in. Look at the culture that we in, right? We see the music. We hear the music. We see, TV. There's so much going on in the world right now. There's so much movement. There's so much, everything going on social media. Everything's going on on our tablets, on our phones, on our TV, on our laptops. And so we see all this stuff every single day. And so what I'm talking about tonight is, are we serving Christ with our music? And so some people gonna get this, some people not. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get it, cool. This ain't for you. But if you stick around a little bit, then hopefully you'll understand, by the end of this podcast, where we're going with this thing. And so a lot of people we hear all kind of music today: rap music, country music, R&B music, just all kind of music. And we hear both sides of the fence, so to say. We hear the Christian-based music, and we hear the non-Christian-based music, you know. And so I'm going to tap in just a little bit on the non-Christian based music. You know, we hear the rap music. You know, rap is running everything. Rap is running the show, right? Rap is like running everything around the world. The hip hop culture is so rich, it's so deep. It just it's easy to gravitate to. You know, people are rapping in Alaska, people are rapping in Canada, Australia, probably every continent, including the Antarctica and whatever the other one is. It's about 7 of them out there, there's 7 continents, I believe. But rap is in all the continents, right? But when I look at the United States rap music scene, the rap over here, it glorifies a lot of drug culture, a lot of shooting and killing and robbing and stealing and pimping and drug overdose and fake dope numbers, and you know, the drug dealers are glorified, the bangers are glorified, you know, killing is glorified. You see what I'm saying? We rap in America. I can't speak for nowhere else in the world, but rap in America, killing is glorified. It's magnified. We hear it every day on the radio stations, you know. And I'm just going off what we see, what we hear, you know. We cut on the TV. We see commercials playing rap music. You know, we go on YouTube. It's on YouTube all day long. We cut on whatever game, football, or the NBA, baseball, whatever sport you like to watch, boxing. We see, you know, rap. It's just running the show. And so rap music and rap culture, the hip-hop culture, the non-gospel rap culture, is highlighting everything sinful, right? And these are some of the things that, you know, I've had conversations for years, these type of conversations for years. I'm just sharing them with y'all now. But we see the culture. We see what it represents. We say, oh, they just getting it. They just doing their thing. But the rap culture, where it is right now, the rap artists they celebrate it for glorifying killing, robbing, stealing, drug usage, what they say, promiscuous sex. I think I'm saying it right. You know, just overdosing in sex. Have all the sex you want to have. Don't they say, hey, don't worry about it. You ain't catching no diseases. Just knock every woman, knock every man down you can get to. That's the culture. But it's glorifying something bigger, and that's sin. And so now I'm going to jump on the gospel rap side, the gospel hip-hop, the Christian hip-hop culture. And this podcast tonight is specifically for the Christian hip-hop culture, because the question tonight is, are we really serving God with our music? Are we really doing that? Are we really serving God with our music? Are we really serving Christ with our music? And so for those who just not tuning in, you might say, okay, I don't know what, you might be asking yourself, or you might be telling yourself, I don't know what Christian hip-hop is. I'm not familiar with it. I'm not in tune with it. I don't know. Ron Daniel, so explain to me what I need to know. And so I can't explain it all in a 1-hour podcast, but I can give you some nuggets here, some nuggets there, where you'll get the gist of what Christian hip-hop is. Christian hip-hop is music that's supposed to glorify Jesus. Bottom line, it's supposed to talk about his sovereignty. It's supposed to talk about his rulership, his kingdom, his laws, his love, his salvation, his it's supposed to talk about all that. The freedom in Christ. You can get free from sin in Christ. Just that's what Christian hip hop, the base of it, is supposed to talk about. But are we serving the Lord with our music? And so what I'm gonna get into is I'm gonna ask just a number of questions, and then I answer the same questions. If that makes sense tonight. So, as a Christian hip hop artist, one thing I've learned about being a Christian hip hop artist over the course of like 15 years, so I've been in it for a long time. This genre of music is really, really, really heavy underground. Now we have some, sprouts of Christian hip hop artists that's popping through the mainstream or crossing over into those areas, and that's cool because to me it's a win. You know what I'm saying? It's a win for the culture. It's a win for just all the efforts we put forth. A lot of Christian hip hop artists really grind. You know what I'm saying? Really, really, really put in work. Really grind. I got partners that's been getting down as long as I've been getting down. 15 years, 20 years, 10 years, just putting it down, putting it down, putting it down, putting it down. And, from the outside looking in, it may look like they're not making no traction. But in the Christian hip hop space, they're making a ton of traction. And so tonight, what I really want to dive into is how do we continue as a culture to serve the Lord with our music? Our music is supposed to edify people that are believers. Let me say this before I say anything else. I tell people this all the time. Somebody asked me a long time ago. They said, "Well, Ron Daniel, who do you talk to in your music?" And I always start with the believers first. I say I always focus my attention with the believers and towards the believers first. And what I mean by believers, those who are serious about the Lord, walking with the Lord, they maintaining a integrity, they walking upright with the Lord. I make my music for them first, for those people. That's not to say, they're perfect or they better than you or better than me. It's not that. We have real people on this earth that's really living for the Lord. So they looking for subject matter in this what I'm talking about as far as rap music or any type of music that will uplift them to keep their attention on Christ. So that's why I make music. I make it for the believers first. Then I make it for those who are waver-minded. They back and forth with God. They like, okay, 1 week I love the Lord, and the next 9-10 weeks I don't. And then the next week I love the Lord, and then the next 5 to 6 weeks I don't. But God's, and I don't knock though. I don't knock people who get down like that, because we all need God. We all need God's mercy and grace every single day. Every single day. And once you walk with the Lord and you understand his mercy and his grace, we need it every day. Every day. I know I need it every day. And so that's the second type of person I make the music for, those who are waver-minded. And then the last person I make the music for is just people who lost, people who don't know. And I'm not saying lost like, oh, y'all just going to hell and you gonna burn in fire. I don't talk that talk with people. I don't talk that with people. I don't point the finger and say, oh, you going to hell and you going to hell and you gonna burn. I don't do that. I don't do that. There are people that are lost, meaning they just don't know who God is. They don't know who the Lord is. They don't know. And so you have to be wise. The Bible says, and I'm paraphrasing, the Bible says we have to be wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. When you trying to win souls for the Lord, when somebody's sitting down, they honestly trying to find the Lord, and they seeking, hey, I'm trying to find God, I'm trying to look for God, and you can't come at them hard, pointing your finger, and trying to get them to understand, you're gonna drive them away. So I make music for those three type of people: the believers, the waiver-minded, and the lost. That's who I make music for. Now, I don't know who everybody else make music for, all the other Christian hip hop. I hope they doing it to glorify God. But that's who I make music for. Now, back to what I was saying about the Christian hip hop space, and are we serving Christ with our music? The Christian hip hop space and the music that we make is supposed to draw people to the Lord, and not the opposite. You see what I'm saying? And not in the opposite way. So when people listen to Christian hip hop music, they supposed to be convicted. It's supposed to be some type of conviction. It's supposed to be some type of even a celebration for those who are the believers. If they listen to it, they say, hey, I get down with this. I rock with this. I need this in my life. I need this to help me get to the next day, the next step. The Bible said we walk with him. The Bible tells us we have to endure to the end. But he don't tell us what we got to endure. He just say, hey, endure to the end. And so Christian hip-hop music is supposed to do that. It's supposed to help believers endure to the end, to stay encouraged. Our music is supposed to encourage people that are seeking the mind of God. So anything we can use to keep our attention on God is a plus in the kingdom of God. And so what I'm saying is, if somebody is actively saying, you know what, Lord, I'm going to live for you. You changed my life. You died for me. You rose for me. Lord, I'm going to live for you. And they seeking Christian hip-hop music, then the music is supposed to edify their soul. You see what I'm saying? The Lord look at souls. The Lord wants souls. The Lord is seeking as many people as would that will come to him. He's looking for souls. So Christian hip-hop music is supposed to be a tool. It's supposed to be a big bait, like a fishing bait. Now, I don't fish no more, but I used to when I was a little kid. I used to fish. I don't, hey, I'm in the South, but I don't hunt. I don't fish. I'm too fresh to get in the woods. That's just me. Yeah, but if you like to hunt and fish, that's y'all. But I understand the concept of fishing. And so you put the bait on the hook, and the fish don't see the hook. The fish see the bait. But what grab that fish is the hook. Jesus is the hook. The music is the bait. So our music is supposed to be used as bait in this world. This world, the way it's set up, it's like whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like doing, do it type of world. So if you want to promote sin and push sin, you can do it. You can do it all day long. But where Jesus come in, it puts a standard in our life to where we say, hey, we don't need to do that. We don't need to live like that. We don't need to walk like that. We don't need to talk like that. And it don't make us better than whoever looking at this. It don't do that. It just says, hey, you know what? I'm going to live for the Lord. I'm going to live on his earth, obeying his word. You can still play dominoes. You can still play cards. You can still, hey, if you want to put 29, 30-inch rims on your car and ride around taller than a trailer and be fresh in the city, do that. The Lord said just live for him. He don't care about no rims and Ferraris, and if we want a big 10,000 square foot house, we care about those things. He just said don't put those things before him. That's all he said. It's not hard. It's not hard. If you want to make a ton of money, make a ton of money. I tell people all the time, man, make all the money you can handle. Just don't put it before him. That's all he said. He said, don't put those things, these temporary things, these things that are right away. These things when we pass away on this earth, it won't mean nothing. You know, it's just for us to live on this earth. Those things. He said, don't put those things before him. Don't make those things a God. But that's another topic for another day. But the Christian hip-hop rap music is supposed to draw men towards the Lord. When we have shows, when we have events, you know, majority of the Christian hip-hop events and shows, they primarily based in churches, neighborhood events, some big venues. You know, if you one of the upper tier artists, you know, you can be in some venues. I rapped in a couple of big venues before myself, you know, and it was cool. And then the next week we rapped outside, passing out hot dogs and chips in front of about 100 folks. That's cool too. You know, it's ministering. But our music is supposed to be a ministry tool to help draw people to the Lord. That's the bottom line of the music. Now, the pull of the worldly music or the non-gospel based music, I call it regular rap, the regular rap music, that pull is heavy because that thing is controlled by demonic forces. Now, a lot of people don't, satanic forces, a lot of people don't want to talk about satanic things. You know, people say, oh no, they're a good dude. They did this and did this and did that. I said, but the message, it's a satanic message. You see what I'm saying? When you making music and it's talking about killing and shooting and twerking and having all the sex you can have and pill popping, you see what I'm saying? And doing all the things against the will of God, that makes it satanic. Now somebody said, oh, wait a minute. You trying to say these good rappers out here that's making all this money controlled by Satan? I said, y'all hear the message? You tell me. And so when you hear the message in the music is satanic. So we can't talk about Jesus all day without talking about the satanic forces. We can't talk about the Lord. We can't talk about God. Everybody talking, oh, God bless me, God do this. And we want to neglect the satanic forces that run in this world. It's real. It's heavy. Listen. Let me dip y'all in the Bible a little bit. When Jesus was fasting for 40 days, he fasted 40 days, 40 nights, right? Satan himself tempted Jesus. He tempted Jesus. He said, look, Jesus, if you basically give up what you're doing, you finna go to the cross and they about to put you on the cross and Joker, you finna be up in the air and I know what's finna go down. But Joker, how about you just forget about the cross and you just bow down and worship me and I give you everything in this world? Satan himself tempted Jesus because Jesus is God in the form of flesh. And that's another topic for another day. So Satan tempted Jesus, the flesh. He tempted the flesh. And Jesus said, he told him, hey, I ain't doing that. So if he tempted Jesus, who are we? See what I'm saying? So the music industry itself is ran by a lot of satanic forces. I tell my partners all the time, the gospel rap partners, they say, hey man, I'm gonna go get signed by Sony. Hey, I'm gonna go to whatever, Priority Records or whoever, CMG Records or whoever, and I'm gonna go get them my demo. I said, man, I always tell them, man, they're gonna look at you and send you home. Because you have to compromise. They're gonna make you compromise who you are if you sign that paperwork. If you sign the paperwork, they're gonna say, okay, we ain't talking about Jesus no more. You better get out here and talk about everything going on in the trap. Because I gotta make some money. And just like Jesus have his people, Satan got his people too. And the music and the messaging that's put out there, the women that's out there rapping and twerking and shaking it to the floor, shaking like a dog to the floor. I got 2 daughters. You see what I'm saying? And so if they see that type of messaging, what does it put in their head? They saying, oh, okay, I can do that too. But I thank God that they have a daddy that can and a mama that can show them what's different. Say, hey, you don't have to do that. And let me say this. There's a lot of things on the internet and TV I'm glad my kids see. So when they see it, to me, it's a learning opportunity to say, hey, you don't have to get down like that. You don't have to degrade yourself like that. Yeah, they making a lot of money. They doing this, but they degrading themselves. A lot of those people that's getting down like that on the regular rap side, they going home. They got a lot of money. They got a Bugatti. They got that Rolls Royce cooler than truck. But their soul is empty. Their soul is empty. And a lot of them folks hate doing that stuff. But they get up, they put on a mask every day, and they do it again because they under a contract obligation. And they say, I want to make more money. I want to be the best rapper. So I'm going to put all this degrading stuff out in the atmosphere. And they going home in tears and crying. But a lot of people think, oh, no, they can't be doing that. They got all that money. They got to be going home happy. A lot of folks empty and sad. A lot of people, they empty and sad. And they looking for Jesus. Now, let me go back over to the gospel rap side. That's why the gospel rappers got to stay relevant and alive. So hopefully their music can penetrate to the heart of whoever making the degrading music so they can become curious about, well, who is this Jesus they talking about? That song tight, that song dope, the beat bumping, but they talking about Jesus. They ain't talking about twerking. They ain't talking about getting the Draco and go kill everybody in the city, and I can just go home and chill out and watch Sports Center because I done killed everybody in the city. You see what I'm saying? They're not talking about, I found I'm pushing dope deals with the Mexican cartel. He owed me a lot of favors. They ain't talking about that. They ain't talking about pill popping. They ain't talking about how much alcohol I can consume and I can just drink like a whale. You see what I'm saying? So the Christian rap artists should be in the pursuit of getting souls and making sure souls are introduced to who Jesus is. That's the world we live in. The world we live in is good and evil, sweet and sour, salty and sweet, bitter and sweet. That's the world we live in. Light and dark, sun and moon. It's a good and it's a bad and everything. You see what I'm saying? So what a Christian rap artist, hip-hop culture should do and should continue to strive to do is to use the music to win souls and not necessarily trying to just go after all the superstars. I'm not going to name drop all the regular rap superstars that's out there. They making money. They got a name. They got, it's a cat in the city now. Finna bring the whole city out in the town right now. I'm not going. You know, it's not an interest of mine. I don't knock the dude. I'm not no hater. I'm not a hater at all. But it's just not my interest. You see what I'm saying? I hope somebody can get to him and introduce Christ to him before he get out the city. Maybe I'll pull up on him at a gas station when I leave and say, hey, bro, glad you in the city. Man, do you know who Jesus is? And we can chop it up if he open for the chop up. So what Christian rappers should do and what if you pushing the message of Christ, you are a servant of Christ. You are a messenger. You God's mouthpiece on the earth, pushing his agenda through the music. What I've been hearing a lot, and I'm talking about the good side of gospel rap, but I got to talk about the other side. But let me take a little quick break real fast for this drink. Got my good Mountain Dew in here. But what, on the opposite side, or the other side of Christian rap, we have to make sure not just the messaging is good. We have to make sure that we walking upright with God when people see us. Let me tell y'all something. One thing that I see that's a consistent with me all the time. When I go places or people see me in the public, they see me at a gas station, they see me on the mall, they see me at a partner house or something, they always, oh, here come Ron Daniel, you know, here he come. I'm like, but I've never entered the room saying, hey, here go the Christian rapper, y'all put your drinks down, put whatever y'all doing down. I don't act like God. I don't move like that. But that's a one consistent. And so what I'm saying is, when you living on the Lord's side, there should be a difference. And that's the point I'm making. There's a difference. And some folks be like, man, this dude right here, he talking about cars. He busting me up on this domino table and the spades table and the Uno table. Joking, he out here chopping it up about football and sports. And he living like a Christian. Oh, he cool. But I thank God because the Lord showed me how to live and still at the same time live for him. And that making sure that's the number one priority. I don't have to walk in every room and introduce myself as, hey, I'm about to witness and evangelize to everybody in the room. I don't. I've been a lot of places. Ain't saying nothing about the Lord. Now, somebody watching this probably like, man, wait a minute, you supposed to say something about the Lord all the time? I say I do. But sometimes it's just in your walk. You know what I'm saying? Your walk says speak volumes. Your walk speak volumes. When you can sit in rooms and sit in certain spaces and don't entertain what everybody doing. You see what I'm saying? That's a part of the walk. That's the part of when you mature in Christ. You see what I'm saying? When you mature in Christ, you can sit in spaces. You can go different places. You don't have to do what everybody is doing because of your allegiance, your alliance to God. So as a Christian rap artist, I understand it. You see what I'm saying? If I do a song, with a regular rap artist, I don't knock them or talk about them or degrade them or put them down. I'm cool with a lot of cats that ain't gospel rap artists and they rappers. And I see them all the time. They say, hey, man, what's happening? I say, what's good? So I'm cool with a lot of the rappers. They know I gospel rap. They know it. They know I'm 10 toes down for it. But if we ever decide to do a song, I can't compromise my walk with God to sit on the track and write about pill popping and sex and we riding on 24s and we getting it in the trap. They're going to look at me crazy. You see what I'm saying? They're going to say, man, this dude, I thought this was dude talking about gospel rap. This dude ain't talking about gospel rap. He talking about what we talking about. See, I better get on the track and shed some light. That's what I do. That's how I'm coming. And for them to even make the initial approach to say, hey, Ron, there you get on the song with me, they already know how I'm coming anyway. See what I'm saying? So, gospel rap artists, we have to use our music as a tool, as a big bait to introduce people to Jesus. That's the bottom line. That's why when God said, I called you, I chose you to do something in this time, that's what he's talking about. We have to live our life. We have to be the light. We have to, the Bible say, be the salt. That means you add flavor to a world that's full of everything sinful. You see what I'm saying? The Bible say, be the light on the hill. What's a light on the hill can't be hid. What's he saying? Let your light shine. Let that Christ light in you shine through your music, through your messaging. And if you're looking at this and if you're not a Christian rap artist and you living for the Lord, just live for the Lord and let your light shine and don't compromise your walk. Listen, I'm not telling you the Christian rap walk is easy. The Christian rap walk. The Christian walk. I'm not telling you it's easy. I'm not saying, oh, I just done figured this thing out and man, I'm good. I'm just moseying along. No, man, it's challenges. That's why the Bible say the race is not given to the swift or the strongest. He says it's given to whoever can endure till the end. He's saying to the end of what? Not the end of the world. to the end when the Lord say, okay, it's time for you to come on home, when we die? Can you endure to the end? He not saying to the end when the world end, whatever. I don't know when the world. Don't ask me. I don't know. Hey, I don't know when the world ended. Don't ask me. I don't know. I remember people used to ask me, man, when's the world end? I said, man, I don't know. Let's play some domino. I don't know when the world ended. Let's play some cards. Let's play some spades. Let me go and look at these books and say, oh, I got about 9 impossible, and I'm busting the table up. I don't know when the world ended. I don't. Don't ask me that stupid stuff. I don't know. I'm not God. I'm flesh. I tell people I'm an imperfect person just like everybody else walking in this earth. The difference is I know the Lord and I have access to him. God don't give everybody access to him. Now somebody look at this like, oh, you just talking about you ain't perfect. Now you trying to say you're perfect. I said, no. Read the Bible. You have to have, there's a certain way to have access to God. A lot of people praying, and what they don't know, the adversary, Satan, he gives things too. Remember what I said in the beginning. He told Jesus, if you bow down to me, I will give you everything you want. He said, I give you all the kingdoms of this world if you bow down to me. And a lot of people have had that conversation with Satan. And Satan said, I will give you everything you want. Just rap like this. I give you everything you want. Just be an actor like this. I give you everything you want. Just be a crooked politician like this. Just be a crooked person like this. I give you everything you want. So don't think because if Satan tempted Jesus, he won't tempt us. You see what I'm saying? I've had conversations with people saying, hey, man, you ever thought about rapping like this, man, and you be good? And I know where that was coming from. You have to catch it. Say, oh, no, I ain't getting down like that. That ain't what it is. So the thing is that for the gospel rap artists, specifically for the gospel rap Christian hip hop artists, we have to be 10 toes down in this thing. And let me say this too. Because a lot of Christian hip hop artists deal with money issues, that mean green. What that song say? That mean green. So we deal with with these money issues, and we don't want to say, well, I'm discouraged because I'm not making money. I tell people, hey man, talk to the Lord about that. Don't talk to me. I hear you, but talk to the Lord about that. I tell people all the time, they say, well, man, how is it that you able to sustain throughout time in Arkansas? Arkansas is not known for an entertainment city. It's not known, it don't have like a music culture like a Memphis or New Orleans or Miami. When you go to those cities, a rap culture sound. When you go to Miami, you know the Miami sound. When you go to New Orleans has a bounce sound. When you go to Houston, they have a slowed down, chopped and screwed sound. You see what I'm saying? When you go to Memphis, it's grit. It's grand. It's when you cross that bridge, it's Memphis. It's M-Town. But in my city, the Rock Town, we don't have a cultured sound. We got great producers, a lot of great artists and talent, but no sound. And so, but I tell people this too, that my city also, I noticed over the years that it's a tour stop for a lot of artists y'all see on TV. They all come to this city and they get the money and they get out of here. They go to the arena across. Look, my office is not even 2 minutes from the big arena across the street. I can look out my window, see the arena. I can look out my office window right now and see that arena across the river, Simmons Bank Arena. That thing sit 20,000 people. And it's some cats that can come through the city and fill that whole arena up. And they get, look here, 20,000 times $70, $80, $90, $100 a ticket. Yeah, they walking out here with the bag, with the big bag. So I see it all the time. But I don't know how y'all talking about that, but the Christian rap artists, we should strive every day. Oh, about the money. What I tell the Christian rap artists that ask me these questions, they say, hey, how's it that you're able to sustain through time? I tell them all the time, if I do what I'm supposed to do, Jesus will take care of my expenses. Things that I need. I have 2 studios in my office right now. I have this podcast studio, very nice setup, and we have a studio. We can rap, sing, do voiceover work, everything in the other room. 2 studios. But the Lord have to see you actively moving towards what you want. That's how he give. If you sitting on the couch watching Netflix all night, watching Hulu all night, you sitting there praying to the Lord, say, Lord, I need a mixer. And he don't actively see you saving money for that mixer, or you saying, hey, I'm finna go sell this TV I'm looking at, or I'm finna sell my car rims, I'm finna sell these Jordans I bought, or I got this gold watch, I'm finna sell it so I can go buy me a mixer. If he don't see you actively doing something towards buying it, he's not gonna help you. God ain't he's not giving to people that's sitting on their butt all day and just throwing prayers up in the air and they just sitting back waiting on God to deliver. He don't operate like that. That's not how he move. So I tell people all the time, I say everything that I pray for, I ask for, I hope for, and I put it in God's hands, I also understand that I have to actively move towards those things. Meaning, I needed about 3 years ago, I said I need this machine called the Faderport 16, right? So I said, okay, I got some equipment sitting here I just don't use. Let me sell it. It's sold fast. The Lord said, okay, and he sent a sale through my office. He said, okay, you can buy it because I don't want to take the money from sales from my business through the day to buy equipment. So I just rather sell off old equipment I'm not using, and I may have to pull a little bit from it, not the whole lot of money, but just a little bit, mix it with what I sold, go get what I need. But if you're not actively moving, God is not going to help. You see what I'm saying? So what I tell the gospel rappers, if you want the Lord to help and help you sustain through time, you have to actively move. You can't just pray and sit down. The Bible says faith without works is dead. I mean, you got the faith. If you ain't got the works, that faith, that thing you hoping for, is dead. So you got to have some works with your faith. You got to have the faith and the works, and they have to mesh together to make God move. God have universal laws. He said, I reign on the just as well as the unjust. And a lot of people that don't even know the Lord, they use Bible principles to grow their own companies. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that for the gospel rappers that's watching this, I'm 10 toes down with you. And I've been in it. I'm soaked in it. I understand. I'm waving the what they call the blood-stained banner. Not a blood. I'm not in no game. But the blood-stained banner. I'm waving it in the air. I'm on this side of the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? But the purpose of me doing gospel rap, and I hope this encourages somebody, is to help win souls for the king. The Bible said a man who wins souls is wise. That's what the Bible said. The Bible also tells us that we should strive for our crown that's in heaven and not these earthly things. Again, he don't mind us having earthly things. If you want to buy a house, if you can afford a 20,000 square foot house with a maid and a butler and a Bugatti and a Ferrari and a Mercedes G550 wagon, go get it. He don't care about this stuff. We care about that stuff. He know I like that G550 4x4 wagon. I'm gonna get that thing too. I said, yo, I gotta get that G550 4x4. and put it tall in the air like a trailer. And just riding down, looking down on the traffic. Riding in the air, looking down on the traffic. Not looking down on people, just in the air, looking at the top of the cars. So, he know I like them things. God made us. He know what we like. So, I tell people, ask for that stuff, man. God already know. But I stayed on here long enough, man. But what I'm telling, or what I'm trying to relay to the gospel rap community is continue, and don't stop. Grind, and don't quit. And remember that we have God. We have the Lord that will supply all our needs according to his riches and glory. You see what I'm saying? I learned something about God. God will take you out your comfort zone. He will bust up your comfort zone. You see what I'm saying? To get you to walk solely by faith. Meaning, like, if you have a job and you got a cushy job and you making 6 figures and God wants you to go start a bakery. You see what I'm saying? You just dragging your feet. You dragging your feet on this bakery. You got the idea, and God say, you know what? Let me speed up the process. How about I just do something to your job and shut that door down? And now you go from making 6 figures to barely 20, 30,000 a year. And God's saying, look, I want you to go start that bakery, but I need you at attention with your faith so I can show you something, so I can help you go from making 6 figures with this cushy job you tired of every day, but you got your nice Mercedes out of it, to $1 million. Man, God will give us millions of dollars. I believe that wholeheartedly. But the thing is, for the gospel rappers, we have to continue. We have to continue to stay the course, to stay the path, to make the music. Find the time to make the music. I'm telling myself that too. I tell myself that all the time. Find the time. It's time out here. We can't say, oh, it ain't no time. Oh, it's time. We have to find the time. I mean, you have to look at, okay, what's stealing my time? And let me get rid of those things and people that's stealing my time. I'm not saying cut people off. I'm not saying cut your mom off, cut your family off, but just minimize your time with them. Instead of sitting over there for 5-6 hours and y'all just laughing and chuckling and just, you're on your phone, you're just scrolling and looking at everything. Tell them, hey, man, I got to go handle some things. Cut that time from 5 hours to an hour. Say, hey, man, I'll see y'all later. I got to go do some things. I got to go get in the studio. I got to record. I got to put a marketing package together. I got to get on, get my social media game up. And I had to get my social media game up. I told myself, I said, man, you better get your social media game because that's the way of the world now, social media. So what I'm doing now, I'm studying everything, how to be productive virtually. So stuff I'm telling y'all, I'm not sitting here telling y'all, I'm not doing it myself. I'm like, man, let me get my mixtape together. Let me get this download ready. Let me get these boys and these girls this gumbo, and then let me get my virtual show going. And whoever come to the virtual show, come to the virtual show. I'm gonna give you the best I got. I hope it's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, hey, there go the cash out, man. Y'all drop some of that bread in the cash app, and I thank you. I believe God like that, man. So I have to move like that. Right now, rap for me is ministry. We get paid for it, but it's more ministry than anything. People say, hey, man, I give you X amount of dollars. Come to my city, okay? Ain't nobody saying, hey, Ron Daniel, I give you $30,000 to come to my city and rap. Not yet. But I come for, what we agree upon. If it's doable, I'm there. But I'm not gonna hold y'all up, man. I say this and I'm gonna end with this, man. Gospel rap artists, we got work to do. We got to continue to strive. We got to continue to hope. We got to continue to pray. We got to continue to make that good hope music, and put it on them dope tracks, so people can hear about who Jesus is. That's why we make the music, so people can hear who Jesus is. So somebody like whoever the regular rap superstars are, so they can hear who's this Jesus they rapping about and why it sounds so dope and why I feel different. Now I feel like I want to know who this Jesus is. That's what the music is supposed to do when cats hear it. You ain't looking at somebody that don't know. I know. When I make music, man, I go hood to hood, town to town, city to city. Listen, I'd have been to shows out of town, and I saw some hood on the way back, and we bust that left, and we go driving through that hood, and them boys looking like, who is this? And pulled up over here. He don't look like us, sound like us. And I see them with them things. I say, hey, y'all put them things down. I just want to give y'all some music. Take it. It's all, man, appreciate showing that love. I'd have been down through there. You know, you can't be scared going through these hoods. That's another topic for another day. But you know, it is what it is. But man, look here, man. I'm gonna get off this thing. My time is up. Come back tomorrow night. We got a special guest coming in tomorrow night, man. I'm glad y'all tune in every week, man. Tomorrow night it'll be episode 40. And we just gonna keep this thing rolling. We're trying to get this thing to episode 400, episode 500, episode 1000. You know, and then we just look back and say, you know, look what God did. You know, with us being diligent with what we have. You know, and whoever watching, I thank y'all for watching every week. We put in work. It's a lot of work putting these shows together. It's not easy. It's not just cutting on some lights and cut on the camera. If you see the setup, you say, man, what are all those buttons up there? There's a lot of buttons over here y'all don't see. If I can pan the camera and have it pulled over here, it's a ton of buttons over here. But it make the show work. All the stuff y'all see that's moving on this show. Gospel rap artists, whatever I can do, let me know. You know, I'm not hard to find. I'm easy to pick up. Hey, put me on your radar. You can find me. But on that note, man, I'm going to get off this thing, man. We're going to see y'all tomorrow night with episode 40. Man, y'all be blessed. We're going to give y'all every week the boom, 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 boom. We're going to get on off this thing.